damn near every car in America has to be recalled. Put it up full mass. This is a hell of a story. Tesla is recalling nearly all 2 million of its cars on US roads to limit the use of its Autopilot features following a 2-year probe by US safety regulators of roughly 1,000 crashes in which the feature was engaged. The limitations on Autopilot serve as a blow to Tesla's efforts to market its vehicles to buyers willing to pay extra to have their cars do the driving for them. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said the Autopilot system can give drivers a false sense of security and be easily misused in certain dangerous situations when a Tesla's technology may be unable to safely navigate the road. The over-the-air software update will give Tesla drivers more warnings when they are not paying attention to the road while the Autopilot's auto steer function is turned on. Those notifications will remind drivers to keep their hands on the wheel and pay attention to the road, according to a statement from NHTSA. I mean, well, damn, you go ahead and drive then. If you have to keep your hand on the steering wheel and look at the road, you might as well hit the gas pedal and just ride out. There's more. After the recall, Teslas with auto steer turned on will more routinely check on the driver's attention level and may disengage the feature when the software determines the driver is not paying attention. When the car is approaching traffic controls or when it's off the highway, when auto steer alone isn't sufficient to drive the car. The recall was disclosed in a letter to Tesla posted by NHTSA, which said that the car company had agreed to the software update starting on Tuesday that will limit the use of the auto steer feature if a driver repeatedly fails to demonstrate he or she is ready to resume control of the car while the feature is on. Tesla has been pushing its driver-assisted features, including Autopilot, and what it calls full self-driving, which Tesla has insisted makes driving safer and cars operated exclusively by humans. But NHTSA has been studying reports of accidents involving Autopilot and its auto steer function for more than 2 years. The recall comes 2 days after a detailed investigation was published by the Washington Post that found at least 8 serious accidents, including some fatalities in which the Autopilot feature should have not been engaged in the first place. Tesla's owner's manual says, quote, Auto steer is intended for use only on highways and limited access roads with a fully attentive driver. But the company has pushed the idea that its driver assist features allow the cars to safely make most driving decisions, even away from those roads. The NHTSA investigation, however, has found numerous accidents over the past several years that suggest that these features do not live up to their names of Autopilot and full self-driving. The safety regulator in his letter to Tesla said, quote, in certain circumstances when auto steer is engaged, the prominence and scope of the feature's controls may not be sufficient to prevent driver misuse of the feature. It said that when drivers are not fully engaged and ready to take control of the car, there may be an increased risk of a crash. All right, so what do we have? We have people who are dead. We have people who are severely injured. And we also have this massive recall. Well, let's make the bad technology better. And I'm going to say this to you. I actually drove a self-driving car one time. It was a test drive, right? So you go on the highway, you can engage the system. It's simple. When I tell you it was the most uncomfortable thing, I probably was able to do this for maybe 20 seconds before I decided to say, hell to the no. And resumed my control of the car. Maybe I have control issues. And I took my happy ass back to the dealership and said, there's no way I would ever do this. All right, dear brother, have you ever driven one of these alleged self-driving cars before?
I think your experience is enough for me. I'm going to just leave it in your hands. I mean, think of the faith we're putting in. Who's the guy who owns that company again? And and what's his track record? And so again, how powerful do you want that guy to be right now? And so it's really, I mean, I'm glad there are regulators, honestly. The question is, with more power, will there come less regulation for companies like this?
Yeah.
And so, I guess maybe it shows that the system is working in a way. But the other scary part about stuff like this is it's not just the dude in the car who's at risk. It's like the pedestrian or whoever else. And so, this could get really bad. So I'm curious to see where this goes legally. And I don't know, does recalling protect them from stuff or so I don't know. But
yeah, it definitely creates less liability when there's adverse dynamics that happen based on the manufacturer